Has your ex ever said the following to you? It's over. We're finished. Or I never want to see you again? If so, don't despair, because I'm going to reveal to you two emotional hot buttons that you can push that will drive them crazy and get them back in your arms. And the best part about this is that these emotional hot buttons are so easy to push that you'll be doing a face palm once you see how it's done. And because these buttons are part of our biological makeup, they're almost impossible to turn off once they've been pushed. So, what are these hot buttons? Hot button 1 is to make them think about you again. You need to take up some real estate in their brain if you want to get them back, and the only way to do this is to get them thinking about you again. Hot button 2, you've got to make them miss you. If they don't miss you, then you're not taking up real estate in their brain, and they're not thinking about you, which means that they won't contact you and see what you're up to. Now, I'm going to tell you how to push both of these hot buttons at the same time. The way to do this is to become something that your ex can't have, and you can't do this if you're constantly contacting them. So, what you need to do is you need to stop all forms of contact with your ex. This means no Facebook, no text messages, and no phone calls. The reason that this works so well is that it's human nature to want what we can't have, and by cutting off all communication, you have become something that they can't have because they can't contact you. Do you see how this works? Do you understand why this tactic is biologically driven and why it can't simply be turned off like a light switch? Okay, so now that you know what the hot buttons are and how to push them, what do you do next? Well, I'll tell you. There are 3 things that you need to do that will help win your ex-girlfriend's heart back. Number 1, the first thing you need to do is to change how you see your ex-girlfriend. Okay? Remember, she's a person with feelings who wants to be with someone who loves her for who she is. She's not just a prize to be won. Number 2, you have to admit that you messed up in the relationship and that you weren't perfect. I know that your girlfriend wasn't perfect either, but the only person that can change you is you. So, while you're apart, take some time and examine your own relationship and where things went wrong. Number 3, and this is probably the hardest thing to do, but it's the most important, is to respect her wishes. I know that you're both hurting right now, but don't force the relationship. If she asks for space, give it to her, because if you try and force any kind of relationship or contact on her right now, it will blow up in your face and you'll only drive her farther away. Remember, this is the perfect time to drop off the radar and become the one thing that she can't have. So, do you see how pushing the emotional hot buttons and the 3 tips I outlined in this video work together? The bottom line is this. If you want to win back your ex, then you need to change the way that they feel about you, and this can only happen after they begin to think about you and miss you. For more information on how to win your ex-girlfriend back, click the link below.